Welcome back to the Hillbilly RV channel. Welcome to almost spring. Yeah, too cold to stand out here and talk too long, so we're gonna get right into this. Customers have a little Class C motorhome. They're here working at a church, and the church wired them a 30 amp outlet, air quotes, to plug their motorhome in. And guess what? They wired it 220. We know it got the converter, so we're gonna go in and I'm gonna show you how we diagnose the converter, so we know it's the converter, and we're gonna change that, and then we're gonna see what else maybe got blowed up. We know the microwave got fried, and hard to say what else. But yeah, let's get out of the cold and get started. All right, customer already has the cover off here, which is fine. It's just if you have to take your cover off, it's just got a couple screws in the top, snaps on the bottom, no big dealio. Get my meter set up here. Maybe y'all can see it, maybe you can't. All right, so we got the generator running so we can check some voltages here. Just checking the power coming in. We got 121. Figure out which one goes up to the converter. Oh, let's see here. It's gonna be that one right there. All right, so we got 120 volts going into the converter. Let's see what we have coming out as far as our DC voltage. We got 12.5. So that's battery voltage. Because the folks did drive here, so the batteries are charged. So if the converter was working, it should be like 13.4, 13.7. So the converter is not putting out any power. So we know for a fact that the converter itself, which is down here in the bottom, is bad. So let's get started changing this thing. I think we'll cut the generator off too. Just so I don't get bit more than anything. Anytime you're working with an electrical device like this, you always want to take away all the power. The AC power on this one was turn the generator off, and of course you want to disconnect your battery so there's no DC power, because you don't want any sparks or, heaven forbid, fire. It's a really awkward place to work. Okay, so here's the breaker that supplies the 110 volt to the converter. Take that out. That just slips right out. Then we've got our ground and our neutral. Wrong screwdriver. Pull ground out. Pull neutral out. Okay. Y'all with me so far? Alright, now the wires, 12 volt wires coming up out of the converter over here to your power distribution panel, come in from the back. So there is, tell you what, let's go ahead and get these loose. It's gonna be this one up here, and they're tight. I might have to get a big straight screwdriver. Try my little screwdriver. Nope. Gotta go get a big. I gotta go get a bigger screwdriver. Y'all hang tight, I'll be right back. Boy, those weren't coming loose. Now there's a little tab down here on the bottom. Just going to depress it, and it will release this whole box here for the panel where the fuses are at. Then we can pull these wires out just like such. Alright, then we can pull that lower section of converter out, feed those wires out at the same time. Just like that. I did say that this was plugged into 220, right? I think I did. See that capacitor all swelled up, busted? Well, that's at least one of the things that happened when this thing had twice as much voltage as it should have. But that's enough. We have our brand new one. Brand new one has not been plugged into 220 yet. Hopefully it never will. Now, just like when we took it out, we're gonna do the 12 volt wires first, the DC wires. Get them put up through that hole. Wherever that hole is at. Get those pulled up behind that board that has the fuses on it. You'll notice there's a little notch there for the ground. We'll get that thing stuck in there. And this one's stuck in there. Alrighty. I'm going to get those snugged up. Like I say, there is a notch there for that ground wire, so you kind of got to get it bent around there. Kind of bend the positive wire around there pretty tight too. This board clips in at the top first, and this can be a little bit difficult because everything is so stiff here. Get it put in at the top, and hopefully it'll snap in at the bottom. Not quite. There we go. Here it snapped. Alright, now we can go back and finish tightening these. Now these have got to be pretty snug, but you cannot go full gorilla on these things, because you'll break we'll break them out of the board. But they have to be pretty snug. Alright, now we can get our AC, 110 volt AC wires run up through their little hole over here. We're going to go ahead and hook up the ground wire. And the neutral wire. We'll get the wire in the breaker. Whenever you're putting a wire in a breaker like that, you always really want to give it a tug test. It's super easy to get that in the wrong place. You think it's under the screw, but it's really not. So now we just slide this thing back in there, fighting these big old 12 volt wires the whole way. Did I say this was a really, really awkward place to work? Because it really was very awkward. Just like so. We can stick our screws back in here that hold this converter in there, keeps it from falling out. I did mention that we cut the generator off before we started this, so that killed our AC power, 120 volt. So we didn't have to worry about touching anything in here. Although it does do wonders to get your heart going sometimes early in the morning. But I chose to avoid that today. Alright, let's start the generator back up so we can have some AC power. Because we're in a parking lot. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, because we're in a parking lot working on this thing today. I have my meter on the DC scale. See if I can get it over here before the... you just heard the transfer switch click in. You see that The converter's now putting out 13.68 volts, so that's good. We're now charging the batteries like we should be. There is diagnosing and changing your lower section, just the converter part, inside the converter. The whole thing's called a converter, but only the bottom actually converts AC power to DC to charge your batteries to run all the 12 volt stuff in your coach. This is a YFCO. This is a 8900 series. I don't know if it showed up on camera. Some of you people are really sharp. You may have noticed that we took the converter out that was actually the one that is for lithium batteries or lead acid batteries. I did not have one of those on the truck. I did have one for lead acid batteries, and these folks don't have lithium batteries, don't intend to upgrade to lithium anytime soon. So we put them a converter in here that will work for now and get them back on the road. So won't y'all get back on the road? Get down there, leave me a comment, a criticism, concern, and I'm gonna go up the road and fix another one, and y'all have a fantastic day.